Hey yo, out there in YouTube land, welcome back for another tarot reading. We're going to be looking in at the sign of Scorpio here to see what's going on as we cruise into February, into early springtime. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all in a place of abundance, prosperity, and happiness. Most importantly, happiness. Scorpio, things go rather deep, so let's take a deep breath and see what tarot has to say for you guys and gals out there. I appreciate you tuning in and sharing this moment in space and time with me, Scorpio. As everybody, male, female, sun, moon, rising. Just kidding. It's Scorpio. So that's what we're going to look at, tarot. What is the message for Scorpio coming up here in the near future? February, early spring. What does Scorpio need to know? Okay, what do we need to know? I'm a Scorpio too. Sun, moon, and Venus, and a couple other distant planets. I think Uranus is still a gas giant. But all chitter chatter and jibber jabber aside, let's look at the bottom of the deck and see what's going on. A King of Swords. Wow, what's going on in opposition, Scorpio? We have the King of Swords up here in an energy that you're aligning to. And the feeling here is it might not be opposition. This just may be a critical window that has opened up for you in needs for you to take action, do some careful, crucial even planning. The King of Swords doesn't wield that big old sword for nothing. Things could have a level of importance or cruciality to them that have called for a particular use of your articulate, even authoritative response. And it's intense. But the feeling here with this is it's like you don't really maybe feel that you want to be intense or need to be intense. There may be a certain of avoidance of having to go into that intensity that not that you would be suppressing it, but it's like kind of like a last resort type thing. Okay, King of Swords energy. Also have to mention the air signs here. Some of you may be in direct coordinates or conflict with Aries or a Gemini at this time, or even Libra. Okay, King of Swords, definitely a fair person, definitely somebody that is a good listener, that as well makes keen decisions based on a diverse array of like wisdom or knowledge. It's a mature energy, like one of the most mature energies in the deck. And what do we have up? We've got your card of transformation. So yes, this is a pivotal time. Each Scorpio doesn't need to tune into this reading to know that life around them is changing on a grand scale. That old feeling of like that certain chapter coming to a close, and for this mature energy to be here, it's like you've felt this and you've witnessed this happening in your own life before. And it's brought you to a better moment in space and time, a better place, as it were. Okay? It's funny how those sayings come in line with, those messages come in line with the card of 13 major arcana, death. All right, the card of transformation and renewal. I see some of you working hard to be more regimented in your diet, exercise, overall body health. And for those of you that are clearly awake, which is awakened to more than the mundane, this card can signify here for you that your personal expansion and growth at this time is in a place where you've moved it up the chart in terms of your priority, versus things like maybe securities, financial goals, and things like that. So balance is definitely going to be required there, but it is a supportive energy. It's just that anything less than the overall or the big result that you're working towards could be seeming very mundane for you, just like going through the motions and appeasing the people you have to for the time being. Okay? All right. And it's long since overdue. There are some Scorpios out there who may, just like my friend the Hermit up there, may have been in a little bit of seclusion. You're in your special place. You're in your sanctuary. You're figuring things out. A lot of this careful planning comes from creating a space around you that is supportive to you in terms of not having to be caught up in the hubbub and the rat race of everyday life. And that's okay at this time. I feel some of you could be feeling a longing for a more human connection, a more one-on-one time with a lover or with friendships, things of that nature. For some of you, you've been single for a very long time and by choice, with your own happiness, kind of, especially for those of you that are awake, they're trumping that need. But it's not like this need ever goes away, because it's like it's a condition of our overall health, as we talk about health, for that human touch, that human connection, and things like that. Some of you may find yourself sort of wavering on the side of motivated to go out and find that partner, whether it's through like online dating or opening yourself up to going back to social environments where single people meet and things of that nature. We see that card up here. Because you've got your mind made up. That's what I get from this card. There's decisions that you've made that are propelling or attracting and aligning energies for you at this time. This is a great card to see in this position. This is something that lets me know that you've actually carefully thought out of consequences, envisioned your own future path, the strong intuitive psychic abilities that you have, Scorpio. You've definitely kind of foreseen and felt what different choices could mean for the future for yourselves. And it's led to a stronger understanding of the decisions that must be made and why you are carefully putting things in place before jumping ahead of the game or jumping the gun. Any like impromptu decisions, things that you might say off the cuff, sort of unconsciously or subconsciously this month will not be serving you well. It's like being very careful of the thought energy and the vibration, like feeling the room, things like that, as you move through this. Because the feeling is like you could be going through it just like a little bit more clandestine to some people. You're not revealing too much information. You're not wanting to communicate the heart of the matter, really, of anything that's going on with you. Although this King of Swords lets me know that you're speaking with the right people, you're keeping the right appointments in mind, and like the very important stuff, you are keeping clear calendars and clear schedules on that stuff. Very articulate time for you, again, is the sense of the feeling here. Now, here's the hard energy we were looking for. Here's the playfulness. Here's the fun that's going to accompany this time, especially if people like, there could be children in your environment, or younger people that you might work with or know with, where you're just getting into like a playful mode with them, because there's this level of certainty that you may be making a change, or you might be doing some internal healing work or things to make yourself feel better and have a higher understanding. And even delivering or communicating that to other people is going to come out in the form of laughter, in the form of like play, and the form of substance through just kind of passing the time with purpose. And it doesn't even have to be like focus driven, but what I mean by that is the respect for the present moment that comes when you let go of any kind of like your planning, your clinical thinking, and you drop it for that 6 or 8 hour period where that you're meant to just be out having fun. Do you while the people around you do them, and everybody's kind of enjoying and laughing. Your heart is aligned for those type of energies, and it's going to be a stress reliever. It's going to come second nature to you. Even you're just going to be letting down your hair, so to speak, kind of throwing back and chuckling and having some fun. It's really, really good. Okay. All right. Some of you, there's, I think, distance speech regarding a wedding or some sort of celebration that you have been invited to or that you have been asked to be a part of. Maybe you're a groomsman or a bridesmaid. This is the feeling with this card, where some of this kind of fun planning stuff centers around, maybe people getting engaged, baby showers, stuff of that nature. The Four of Wands is supportive to this last energy. So it's like you're going to have no problems, I feel, expressing good nature to bring smiles to other people's faces as we move through this month. We'll make sure, though, when we see these cards, that when you're making other people happy and you are letting your hair down and having fun, that you really sort of immerse yourself in it to the point where you recognize your own happiness. You recognize who you are. And this Four of Wands card can be something of recognition in the workplace too, where somebody might be celebrating you. For someone, that could as well mean a retirement or the success of a side business now that you're able to realize that you can put away that old chapter that we talked about earlier with much more confidence and with much more closure to yourself, in knowing that it was good and that it got to where you need to be. And now the celebration can begin, whether it's you got more time on your hands or whether, but you're still in that transition phase. You're still in that need to get there on the most straightforward path that you can for your own greater good. Okay. All right. And no matter what other people think, I think that this card lets me know that you have consideration and place value in what other people think, which is not always for good or ill. Like, it just is. It's human nature to think about that kind of stuff. It doesn't mean you're ego driven. It doesn't mean that the person doing this is ego driven amongst friends, colleagues, coworkers, and lovers. People could just be questioning you at this time, is what this card lets me know. And it all makes sense, because that feeling I had of you kind of moving towards your goal in a straightforward fashion, but yet doing it sort of under the radar, like very low key, could be leading to some questions for some people. They could be wondering what's going on with you. So if people are questioning you, and it's just kind of, that's to be expected. But I think that the mask is there because, like, you can so easily just be like, you know what, it's something going on, but let's forget about it for the time being. Let's just enjoy now. Let's enjoy fun. So you can divert these things for sure, because the feeling is that Spirit and Source knows what's going on with you. They're happy that you are aligning with an energy of change, with an energy of transformation, and improving where you are at in certain static environments to come out of that, to see life and grow personally beyond those things. Okay, don't be too hard on yourself either at this time, Scorpio. You gotta. It's like taking the past success and putting it down for yourself so that you can see it and you can realize it. It's kind of like, well, that's a story for another time. That's a story. The messages coming through here are very parallel. Like I said, I've got Sun, Moon, and Venus in Scorpio. So when the channel messages are coming through, sometimes they just run so super parallel for these readings, Scorpio. And again, here, somebody moving forward in regards to supporting another. The Knight of Pentacles reverse is kind of lets me know that things are happening and your influence is a big part of the reason why they're happening. And for many of you, this is in regards to a child, or this is in regards to somebody that you're supporting and caring for at this time. Even if it doesn't look like you're the breadwinner in some cases, or you're or you're seen as that reason, because it follows up here. You know, and this person might not be aware. They might think that there's an equal partnership, but down underneath the surface, it's like, hey, you know what? I've helped you out so much here. You've come a long way, and whatever coaching or influencing that I've done for you has been instrumental to you having some happiness and having some comfort in life. And again, for many of you, I see this mostly as being children. This card for me, especially in this deck, when I close my eyes, I always get a youthful energy. So let your heart be with children and younger people at this time, or even if you don't have children, it's almost like a situation where if you see children playing or see a baby, being cared for on a bus or a train, it's just like that baby's staring at you, and you're connecting with a deeper level of yourself to remember, like, that human nature that you're in touch with has evolved even in the few decades that you've been here on planet Earth. And it's like remembering the child within is going to be the thing that allows you to, and it's ironically enough and counterintuitively enough, it is the thing that's going to align you with the more mature energy, the sense of play, being accompanying the sense of growth and the sense of mature, gainful knowledge and personal experience. Okay, that's a big energy coming in for Crown. And here we go for the capstone. We've got the Queen of Cups. And it just aligns in with what the Knight of Pentacles let me know. When we come back to this corner, we've got the play energy, and we've got a sound feeling of respect for the balance in our life between accomplishing our goals and enjoying the present moment, that there is no need to worry. This is a significant and prominent match for those of you that are looking at the air signs this month. Alignment will be great. Alignment there'll be coordination. There will be a healthy, witty banter. There will be a sharing of partnership in terms of goal achievement, goal setting, and that play, of course, right? As long as you are there to allow it. All right, Scorpio, it's great to see you again. And I hope February goes smoothly for you, because this spring and this summer, when things really begin to change, when the energy in the new year, when they really start supporting those things, it's going to come fast. And it's almost like you guys are going to be able to feel your own delightment in the dreams that you've chosen and manifested for self. Okay, Scorpio, love you lots, and we'll see you next time.